Welcome to the Music Video Night Podcast, where we watch music videos and deconstruct them into meanings that couldn't possibly be there. I'm Jared.
And I'm Travis, and we are not experts in music or videos. And welcome to the season finale.
Hey, number 10.
Yeah.
Accidentally number 10.
Accidentally number 10, and somehow we got away with not doing Maroon 5.
It's coming next season.
And I didn't even have to veto it, so I could veto it next season.
Rude. Rude as hell.
So good. What's going on, Jared?
Not much, man. And this one snuck up on us quick. Despite this being one of our longest, slowest seasons, we did bad this time.
We did.
Last season we did pretty good. This one, our worst. And to put, you know what? Just to flush this turd, let's get our guest on. Just kidding. We have a special guest for our season finale. He is a buddy from a long time. He's done some stand-up with us.
And this is his second time
second
on the
appearance.
podcast.
Yep.
Let's welcome Chad back.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Oh, soothing.
It's sometimes.
Calming presence. Is this a podcast voice that I'm hearing?
Maybe. Maybe I've dropped my voice one octave or a half octave lower.
You got the voiceover voice going on for a second.
I mean, I'm amongst professionals, so
it's gone now.
No, glad to be here.
Yeah, and we're covering Janet Jackson's.
Yeah.
Anything from last week?
No.
It was I'm on Fire, right?
No, it was Self-Control.
Self-Control, it was.
Yeah. The weird dream with weird things.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to add about that one. I've listened to that song a whole lot, and I love it. So,
oh, yeah. Okay.
So good. That's it. Okay, so we'll move on to this week. And what's our scent, guys? We all have different scents, so yes. I'll just run through them real quick because we're going to fly through.
I did random draws. I don't even remember. I know I got a Killian.
You did. You got Straight to Heaven.
Straight to Heaven.
That was nice.
You got a Tom Ford.
I got Tom Ford. Amber Absolute.
And Chad got an Odin.
Number 7.
Odin number 7.
Nice.
So those are our fragrances and our drink of the day. Hold them up, boys. I'm done with mine already.
Yeah.
So.
Killian. Or not
nope.
Killian, sorry. Drafty Kilt.
Drafty Kilt. Yep, by Monday Night Brewing, right?
Yes.
Is that correct? Should say it on there.
Yes, Monday Night Brewing.
Cool. So we've knocked out our nonsense, and let's just get to work. How's everyone feeling?
Feeling good. I've been awake since 4, and feeling good though.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Mondays are early.
Yeah, I'm unprepared for this, so let's just go ahead and tell our listeners.
We don't have to.
I'm not gonna have a whole lot to add. I'm gonna rely on Jared and Chad here to carry us through this because I got my nights mixed up and thought we were doing this on Wednesday.
I was just gonna let it all go. I might even cut it out so you don't sound bad.
No,
It's okay. It doesn't matter. And the reason why we're going to get into Janet Jackson, and we'll cover it right off the bat. So I think a lot of my time studying for this video was trying to find a high-quality version of this.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Yes. I felt like I was watching this on a TV back in 93.
Yeah, it's terrible quality.
Yeah, I figured we were going to end with this conversation, but since we're starting with it, did that affect your score?
It did not. I don't know if it affected my score. No, but it affected my studying.
Okay, that too.
It was weird how blurry it was, but it also added a little bit of quaint early 90s charm to it, but I mean, no.
No. Because when this came out, it wasn't this blurry.
There's no way,
There's
right?
no way. It's not possible.
I don't know. This is 93, so it's pre-high def, it's pre-flat screen.
Yeah, but it's just regular definition existed.
We've seen 80s videos with way better quality than this. There's no way they put this out on MTV or VH1 with this quality. It's not possible.
Well, if you look on the YouTube, it says that it's at 720, but I'm like, this is not 720.
No.
We all agree it's not. But the thing is, though, is that I feel like those are remastered and they've been like upcycled. They've been redigitized so that they could look at like a 4K resolution. This is just a straight from it, the SD.
Yeah, well, there was one I found on YouTube that said 4K remaster. It looked the same.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it.
Yeah, someone needs to do something to this.
Yeah, so please, guys, that's if we have any sway with this podcast, just remaster this one video for us so we could enjoy it.
Yeah. This is from Janet Jackson's, this is her official YouTube page. So, Mrs. Jackson, we need you to please spearhead, if no other video, just this one in 4K.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Redo this film.
And she listens to our podcast,
Absolutely.
so she's hearing everything y'all are saying right now.
Good.
Absolutely.
All right. Does anybody have any relation to this song growing up? So we've already discussed. Let me get. You want me to get into some facts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we were all youngsters.
You still got to do the walkthrough. You got a lot to go through.
I know,
Yeah.
but facts first, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
director.
Let me do it my way. July 13th, 1993.
Yes.
Okay. The director is Dominic Sena. Sena?
Okay.
Okay.
He directed Gone in 60 Seconds.
No.
Wow, that makes that yes.
He directed Swordfish.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And his last film and last anything on his IMDb, and he's still alive, was Season of the Witch with Nicholas.
Okay, so you told me not to research the music video because clearly you had that covered. I was watching this and I was like, it really is giving me, like I was going to say tonight, this is giving me like a complete Swordfish vibe.
Was it?
Yes, I thought Swordfish when I saw this.
It's really strange because I've seen that movie once and I don't remember it at all.
Oh, I saw it multiple times.
That says a lot about you there, Chad.
Yeah, I don't
Halle
like-
Berry fan? Huh?
I watch a lot, yes, and also I watch a lot of movies that are not great, and I love them for some reason.
Okay.
So Swordfish was
It's
Halle Berry,
Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Yes,
That's
it is the Joel Silver produced action film. It's Hugh Jackman is a hacker. There's a really great Matrix scene at the very beginning where someone has a bomb strapped to them and a bunch of like tungsten like ball bearings, and they basically become a claymore mine. So they blow up and they blow all these balls, and it's like they do like a complete 360.
We'll cover that on another.
Yes, I got excited. I was like, I saw it in the theater.
I didn't get any of that from this, but for shame that they would let such a big movie director still have this shitty quality video on YouTube.
I know.
long
I
before
agree.
any of those movies. Now, what I thought was more important was the choreographer.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit you with the choreographer as well.
Do I know this choreographer?
You will.
Okay.
Okay. Tina Carden.
Uh-huh.
She's still alive as well. So I'm going to hit you with some videos that she's done. 5 Rihanna videos,
Wow.
including Disturbia.
Nice.
Pussycat Dolls, Don't Ya?
Mm-hmm.
Shakira, Whenever. Tango. Lady Marmalade.
Oh wow.
Case of the X by Maya. Ricky Martin's early video.
Wow.
I was going to say all hot females, and then
I had to throw it in there.
And then another hot female.
Waiting for Tonight by J-Lo.
Oh, wow.
And Britney Spears, Oops, I Did It Again.
Oh, that's
Really?
that's a banger. That is a
So she was
the
her.
it.
So great director, great choreographer.
Yeah.
But that comes through in the video. So yeah.
So that was what I needed to get across. And I'll cover that other stuff later. So now, then, relation to the song.
None. I have none.
None, just this.
I remember the song. It played at the skating rink, you know,
Okay.
little things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't really into it back then.
Okay. Sure.
No, definitely. I'm just a hair older than y'all. I'm 42.
Yeah.
So I was 11 when this came out. And
A
this
man.
is- yes. In the I don't know, like in the traditional Hebrew sense, maybe. Yeah, I was going to war in some cultures, but this was 11 years old. This is from the Janet album, and so this is the second single off of it. And I know about the Janet album because it is the very famous Rolling Stone cover where she's in a pair of jeans that are like a button fly jean, unbuttoned, with her then husband grabbing her breasts. And that's like the face is the cover, like just the face shot is the cover of the Janet album. And then that whole shot was on the cover of Rolling Stones. And it was very predominant in my blockbuster music that was in my town in Conyers, Georgia, that I lived in at the time. So I remember going in there and seeing a big half-naked Janet Jackson up on the wall. And so it did make an impression on me. This music video definitely made an impression.
Oh, my goodness. He's staring into her eyes.
And Jared, this is the first song you ever masturbated to. We got it?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I have some important notes about my history with this song.
Okay, yeah, I know
Okay,
you do.
so have I covered it on here already?
No.
Okay,
I just
so
know.
there are several things of 3 that made me a man, okay?
Okay.
Ariel coming up on the rocks in Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Chun-Li's thighs
Understandable.
in this music video. No, but for real, this is obviously that's a little joke, but this is real. Okay, so I had the thought in my head, and I'm talking about all through high school growing up, that if anyone ever sang this song to me, I would marry them.
Okay.
And I never told anybody in the world that fact. This is the first time I've said it aloud, and no one ever sang it to me. That's why it took me so long to propose. And so,
if Kristen had only known.
yeah, if she'd known, it would have happened immediately. And so that was for real. I had it in my head, but I never told anybody, so they had to just sense it.
So wait, Kristen sang this to you?
No, she never did. It just never happened.
Just proposed.
Yeah, I just was like, it's not gonna happen, so I just did it.
Well, that's not as fun as her singing it to you, is it?
I bet you she would if I
She
asked.
probably would,
So
yeah.
let me write that down. My birthday's coming up.
Some things you don't want to ask for. You just want them to know.
Yeah, no hints given in any way. So yeah, I a lot of attachment to this song.
All right, now you have to give us the walkthrough.
Nope, Chad does. Chad, walk us through it.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so the essential walkthrough is just to make sure I'm clear about this, I'm just going to be basically just breaking down what happens in the video.
quickly.
So very quickly, you start off at this very interesting, like futuristic, like low rent Blade Runner future, vaguely Asian kind of brothel that is here, run by Janet Jackson. Somebody's trying to get in.
You're throwing a lot of opinions into
I
this
have,
already.
I have. And so then you see this dance choreography with Janet, and you follow these characters, lots of television screens, lots of voyeurism, interesting people looking at each other, people getting very sensual and excited and sexy, great dancing, and then at the end they're done, and then you see the guy still trying to get into the video, like get into the club at the end of the video.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yep, that works.
We'll take it.
Yep. All right, cool. Any initial thoughts that we need to cover before we start diving into the slow breakdown of this?
One sentence summation.
I have two.
I have one.
I have one.
So mine will fit in. I'll do my one that doesn't matter first. So this is the Mortal Kombat pregame show. Mortal Kombat 1, the movie. It just feels like it fits in there somehow.
Okay. Fair enough. Mine is Welcome to Jared's Wet Dream.
Yeah, well, that's pretty close.
That's pretty spot on.
All you need is Pat Benatar in it.
Right.
So Janet Jackson is running the vaguely Asian brothel on the same street that Billy's dad in Gremlins goes and gets the Mogwai.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
That's the same street.
This is just, instead of taking the right, you took the left.
Exactly.
All right, cool. Got it. Now, we'll start the slow walk, guys. Are we ready?
Sure.
As Chad mentioned, it opens in a vaguely Asian area.
No, it's the street from Gremlins. I go back and watch Gremlins. It's the exact same street from Gremlins. You can't argue with me about that. It is.
And there is a guy trying to get into a club, and he's offering money. And again, it's very blurry, so he could have just paper in his head. I don't know. But he's offering money to a camera, and he's fussing, and he's not being allowed access. And the girl he's with turns away, and he leaves. Somebody else walks up, another female, and says, "If," and she's let in.
Yeah, which is the password.
That's the password to get into this place. As soon as this person gets in, the show begins.
Mm-hmm.
And people are lowered from the ceilings by hand cranks. People come out on stage. And then UFC champion Janet Jackson enters from the backstage and begins dancing. And it sets off a chain of events.
Lots of billowy curtains, red, billowy, sensual force winds.
Sensual force winds. Yeah.
Declaring her entrance.
There are it looks like the purveyors of the club begin to move in the background and try to cater to their clients. There are tables of people watching this aside from that last person in the club. As the dance is happening, different people leave and come in. It looks to be like different fantasies are fulfilled as the dance goes on. Mm-hmm. Is that correct so far, Travis? Do you have any?
I think so, yeah.
And the choreography in this, Travis, I guess we might get to acting later, but dancing, I figured this would be right in your lane.
Yeah. That's what this video has going for it.
Dancing?
Yep.
Okay. Chad, do you take part in the story or a dancing? What, like, does anything about this video appeal to you?
Yeah, I mean, like, besides, like, the overall aesthetic is really fun. Like, I definitely was thinking, like I said earlier, about Swordfish and, like, this very stylized, very Asian, because I don't know if this is specifically Chinese, and I don't want to say it's Chinese. So it's very Asian background, well choreographed. Like, the dancing is amazing. Like, hands down, it is an amazing dance sequence. So no wonder it's choreographed by somebody who's so proficient and so well known in the industry and has done so much. So yeah, just like all of it has, like, overall, it's an incredibly enjoyable video. Like, it's incredibly entertaining.
Where were they in Gremlins?
So you have the shop of the old Asian man on the right hand side. If you go down 2 shops,
No. Where? So this is continentally. Where was it in Gremlins?
it's in New York.
So Chinatown.
So it's in Chinatown.
Okay.
In New York.
We can say if this is for sure the street from Gremlins, then it is Chinese. And it's Chinatown in New York.
So it's Chinatown in New York, and it's I'm saying, since this is 93, that's 3 years after the events of Gremlins 2, the new batch. And so,
Oh my word!
I think we know where his theory is going.
Do you want to go ahead and get into it?
I mean, we can go ahead and get into my theory of what's going on in this.
Just tell me real quick. If I pour water on Janet Jackson, do I get more Janet Jackson?
No, I'm not that ridiculous. I think I brought up, like, mythical things and, like, goblins and stuff when we talked about Lil Wayne. But, like, I'm not. No. So my theory about this is that this is actually, like, the sexy montage part of a movie. Mm-hmm. And what we are seeing is the sexy montage part of a Hong Kong John Woo, like, hard-boiled spy action movie. Uh-huh. And this is just, like, the sexy montage part at the very... Because what we don't know is that the boy... Like, the guy at the beginning, the girlfriend walks off. He's the boyfriend. She walks off, and she goes down a dark alley. Thomas and Martha Wayne style. Gets shot.
Oh. Okay.
And then he vows his revenge.
Who does?
The guy from the beginning.
He vows his revenge, and he's going to go back in here into this club. This basically, it's like a hot ass Asian John Wick kind of situation. Mm-hmm. And this is like, it's not the Continental, it's the Oriental.
Okay. Oh boy.
It's on the line. It's a place.
I can say it.
Oriental are things like rugs. That's fine. We're talking about a building. So, and then, like, what we don't see is the insane action sequences and because, like, right now on the screen you see the young lady with the tattoo on her back. There's actually, like, a whole spy movie here. There's, like, that's actually directions to something to get to, like, you take the image, you scan it in. There's a knock list you got to get to. Like, there's the 3 Asian women that are together. It's like the Asian Charlie's Angels. Like, it's like there's a whole spy Chinese Hong Kong action film behind this, but it's all set inside of the Gremlins universe.
So really, like, if usually we would get a snippet of this and we would cut away to the fight. This is we're staying here.
Yeah, we're kind of doing like a sexy montage, and then this, the director of this film really wanted to show off that they got Janet Jackson in this movie to play this brothel runner. So they're just really excited to get Janet Jackson, very much in, like, the line of, like, I had her name on the tip of my tongue. Like a blaxploitation, like a pistol packing mama, like a Pam Grier. There we go. Oh, okay. So yeah. So that is my theory. Is what we're seeing is one sexy montage.
Aside from location, do the Gremlins connections matter?
It does, because what you'll see in the rest of the film is that people are reading the paper, and there's going to be, like, crazy gremlin attack. Like, we slowly sink it into the background. We're not overtly calling it out, but there are Easter eggs in the background of gremlin attack in the Clamp building, which is the name of the building in Gremlins 2, the new batch. There's Mogwai fur, like, on the tables, or like a rug of it in, like, one of the rooms. Okay. And there's even, like, the skeleton of a gremlin in, like, one of the artworks.
When did you make a timestamp of that?
Or are you just making this up right now?
That's what's in the movie.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. We're still here, man. You just went off. You're just talking at that point.
I apologize.
I was about to
I
say-
shot my whole load right now. I apologize.
Dude, I was like, what did I miss for a second? Like, you blew my mind that I was missing a gremlin painting.
Okay.
That's that gremlin statue, like the bones of it. Anyway, but that's.
So you were storytelling us away into like.
But with what's in the video itself, I like the image. Like the image on the lady on her back is like a map to something. There are those 3 Asian women that are together, like a Charlie's Angels. We've got all these different kind of characters that very well could be. These are all assassins and killers and.
So this is what he's done. He's wrote the script for Gremlins 3.
Yes,
He has said that this...
it's set in the Gremlins cinematic universe.
He even has a title for it. It's coming in a second.
Do you?
No, actually, I didn't. I kind of regret that I didn't. But it's just set in the Gremlins universe because it's all about universe building.
Yeah, so this is just a scene from a movie that you're writing. Got it.
Now here's the part that's going to be your challenge: is how does it tie into the lyrics of the song?
So, how does the movie tie into the lyrics of the song?
No, not your movie.
I'm really excited about my movie. I'm sorry. All right. So this, like the lyrics from here, it clearly, all of it is it's a very overtly sexual song. You cannot listen to this song and not realize that she's talking about all kinds of sexual things. Sure. The image is playing to that, but definitely thinking and watching very heavily voyeurism is pushed in the music video.
Yeah, right. But I'm saying tie it into what you're telling us.
He does this. When he knows that you don't have the answer, he pushes
No,
forward.
I want to help. But I want to so like if there's this action movie going on, if there's this John Woo-esque Gremlins tale, in what way does it tie into the lyrics of the song?
Oh, because eventually, you once you're done,
Yep, here we go.
once you're done having to avenge, he's so upset because.
Who is he?
He is the guy that, like the boyfriend at the beginning that's trying to get in there. He's so upset with Janet Jackson because she's singing about all this sensual lovemaking and whatnot, and the woman that he loves is dead. So he wants to come in and destroy her.
All right, so Travis, I'll never make fun of you again for like trying to put stuff in.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You get it.
Chad just saved you entirely. All right,
He wrote a whole movie.
I gotta go shower with this bullshit that's all over me. I gotta do.
Well, it is a podcast. I mean, like,
Okay, cool. All right, so action movie. I do like the idea of it being part of an action movie set piece. That makes sense. I'm down with that. So this is all being. So then, would you then say that the cameras that we're seeing are just them watching playback and they're just filming it?
yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah. He does that too. He does help you out every once in a while, and he gives it to you.
Cool. No, I like that, and it makes just as much sense as anything else that I think could be. Do we want to cover just like the main? Because I know Travis does this most of the time, like, and I skip it. Like, what's just the idea of this?
Actual idea of it, yeah. Maybe it is my theory. I don't know, because I was really lazy with this one because I had about 2 minutes to come up with a theory. So I'll just go into my theory, which is probably what it is. Okay. I guess. Okay, maybe it's not exactly what it is. I might have added a few little things. But what I think is happening here is obviously it is a private nightclub. I think you have to be invited, and in that invitation you get the password to be able to get in. I think they invite certain people to come to this nightclub because they want to catch them doing something they're not supposed to. So almost like a political entrapment, or it could be anything, right? But either way, they invite people in there. They want them to, get all horned up and stuff.
Act out their fantasy.
In order to get them horny, they send out Janet Jackson, who gets them all in the mood, and then they have all these beautiful Asian women trying to seduce them, and they take them to these different rooms where they don't know there are cameras, but someone's obviously watching the cameras and recording everything that they're doing so that they can use it later as blackmail. Right? But is that what it actually is?
I don't think so. I think it's close.
Okay.
I think it's close. I just think it's there's nothing political.
Maybe not.
But I mean that could be there.
I'm assuming when I say political, they invite politicians or they invite bigwigs of
It's a
companies.
trap.
Or
The main thing is
exactly.
a trap. So, which is funny. So I did write that it's a trap also, but that was my last theory.
Really?
Yes. I didn't get that until way late, but I put it. So we're just going to tie that together. It's a trap for John Woo fans. So no, it's a trap for significant others. Like they plot on people that they think are unfaithful to send them to this club. And this club presents you, as we've said in like 50 videos, Travis, like all these different fetishes, like voyeurism, like tattoos, all these different things that you could be, and they see if you cheat. And they record you cheating.
Yep.
So same idea. It's not necessarily political. It could work, but it is just to test your possibly unfaithful lover. And Janet Jackson is singing about all these things she would do to you if you just didn't have that girlfriend.
Yep.
Which is like the ultimate test. Like
That's how you tie it in.
yeah,
By the way.
that's and I think that is the biggest like appeal of it is she's singing in a way that like you would have to be a strong man if you're in there. If they now, in fairness to the person that gets in this trap, like they went out of their way to get you in trouble.
Right.
You know, like if you just walked in on your own, then yeah, you're in fault. But if they were testing you and you went here, come on, you did this to you. You know what I mean? I still don't think that's what it's about, but I think that's real close.
I think you're. I think it's close. I think even the guy at the beginning, your main character of your new movie, I think he's been caught. And he has lost his relationship, but he's telling this new girl, hey, you've got to go to this nightclub with me. I think I can get us in. I've been there before.
Okay.
He doesn't know the password, so he's trying to bribe him with money just so he can take this new chick in.
But she looks so upset that she can't get.
Yeah, because he's talked it up.
What if it's already just the fact that he is so excited to go in? That's his real girlfriend. She's already like, oh, you failed because you want to go so bad.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It definitely falls into the story somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that. And I don't know, like the videos and stuff are them because I do feel like, and I think we can all say that everyone in this video is doing something a little shady. Yeah. Like they're all giving each other sideways looks and like, hey, you see them, hey, watch them, go over there. Like it's all something nefarious underneath it. I think that too. Okay. I don't think anybody, like nobody's being assaulted.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's all fine, but the people that work there,
they're in on something. Right, yeah, they're in on something.
There's something like the calls coming from inside the house. Like there's something that's just not quite right.
Yeah, and I think that if we want to add another layer to it, so we see Janet Jackson is our main lady, and there's that guy with the long hair, the Asian guy at the end that watches her specifically. Yes. I think the other layer is that he is also being tested in some way by her because he clearly has emotions for Janet Jackson, while everybody's watching somebody else.
There's a lot of complicated storylines.
Yeah, not everybody's watching Janet Jackson. And I will say that this is where I was talking about the video quality affected me, is that it's so blurry, I can't tell who's who to know who's watching who well enough because it's quick and it's such bad quality, I don't know who.
Yeah, you can't even see their eyes. No. And eye contact is huge when you're trying to tell a story. Yeah. So, yeah, that's fair. So did you have a different idea as to what it's actually about, or are we in the ballpark enough?
I think all of it's in the ballpark. I have little avenues that it could be aside from just the test. It could be, as Chad just said, like sex positive, where that like maybe you take the voyeurism aspect of I took my lover here to watch them on camera be with somebody else. And I think when we watch how they deal with each other on the TVs, there is this range of emotion of, hey, I'm into it, but I'm also a little mad, but I am into it. Like there's a lot of weird emotions on the TVs when they interact with each other, which I think adds the level to it of like, are they into it or are they not?
Yeah. Well, there definitely is a lot of fantasy-driven dance going on as well. Which you can interpret many different ways, but she takes on the form of, dominatrix and tons of other things. That's just one example. But yeah, it could be just a swingers club, something of that nature.
I did read an article about like when she was writing this album, and the whole album is supposed to be like very, I use the term sex positive, but she talked about like the spirituality of sex and performance and how it's a delight and it's celebrated, and she's just kind of like going through this whole kind of like spiritual sexual renaissance at this time, and so that definitely comes through here. The single, this is the second single. The single before this was a song called "That's the Way Love Goes," and it's a very upbeat, kind of fun song. It's light. It's talking about relationships. The single after this is again where it's definitely like a love ballad. So she's got a light, fun song about love, and then a deep love ballad, and in between, like between that sweet sandwich, is like this big, veiny, meaty, sexy music video.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, okay, hold on. Like you went from sweet and fun to something real racy, and then bam, back to something real sweet. So it's a real interesting kind of like coupling between those three music videos. Like this is the meat in that sandwich.
Like contextualizing a little bit.
It's like, okay.
So you have three theories. Hit us with one of your.
Well, so I just hit the test, and I also hit the are they into it, are they not? Like just a sex club type of deal.
Well, I do have a question while you're considering. Do you think that Michael helped her with her dance? I know she didn't do the choreography, right? I mean, I know the choreographer's there, but do you not see a little bit of Michael-esque influence in the way she dances?
Not at all.
No?
Wow. No.
Interesting.
And specifically, one of the things I read in the article is that this album was called Janet because it was just Janet and not Janet Jackson because she was trying to kind of put some space between her and her family. She was trying to kind of stand on her own and do her own thing and not necessarily be tied in to Michael. Granted, 2 years later, they did that song Scream together. That has a cool music video too. I remember it being cool. It may not be cool now, but maybe she was definitely at this time trying to put some space between her and Michael because Michael was not at his best and not as good.
Okay, fair enough. I can see, and it may just be because they are related. There is a lot of their dancing looks alike.
I can totally see that, absolutely. And plus, I was taken aback by how much her and Michael look alike. Like the other ones, the other family, like LaToya or the other Jackson 5 guys, Jermaine, Tito. Yeah, they don't look like her and Michael look a lot alike.
To be fair, Michael didn't look like her to begin with.
Like it's wild how there'd be some like I'd be like she'd make a face and I'd be like, oh god, that's Michael Jackson. But yeah, luckily she's Janet and she was fit in this music video. So
I did, going back to the how people, we can't tell who they are, but like I did write a theory that it's not as simple. It almost seems like one event triggers each other's event. So it's not just like a group of 2 or 3 couples that have their own little individual experiences. Each thing happens and something pops them off.
Yes.
So I started with at 144. There's a person that takes off their hat. And she has super blonde hair. Mm-hmm. It's like she's the first catalyst, like overcome by whatever passion is happening, and that seems to set off other people. So it's like little triggers for everybody. Maybe it's a little fetish, or it's just that line that makes you. If the song is about breaking somebody, I think the video has little cues of like somebody gets broken, and then that starts other people being broken into whatever affair they're going to have. And so I thought that was kind of interesting too, to know that it's not just like people go here and then everybody's horned up, because it's not how this video works.
No, because it's all influenced by the dance.
Yeah.
If she doesn't get on stage, this is the most boring party that you've ever been to. It's a terrible nightclub.
Yeah.
But then that's why the little fantasy things that she adds into these dances triggers each person who has that fantasy.
Well, but again though, like they're not all watching Janet. Like they all have their own fantasies that they're watching. But I think you're right that she starts it and then they go from there. Like she lit a match that then lights a stick of dynamite, then that lends a firework. It's different strokes for different folks.
Right. It's very reminiscent of like early 2000s like television, because that was like definitely lost in like the people that like Damon Lindelof writing, where it's like this event with this random stranger affects this random stranger, and then it affects this random stranger, and like it's a series of events that they all end up coalescing all together in this event, and there's all these things happening, but they're all happening because of things being instigated by different people that end up affecting other people. So it's but they're all overlapped because they're all here at the same time. So it definitely reminded me of that kind of narrative structure where all these things are happening almost like a domino effect in this one place.
So Janet Jackson, if reminds you of Lost.
In this like that kind of story structure, that Damon Lindelof, like this random person is like setting off this random person here that ends up doing something that sets off this random person over here. That was very big. They tried really hard to make that stuff kind of work in the early 2000s.
I have another theory that's I'm just going to quickly hit, and then we'll. So my second one sentence summation is this is adult Chuck E. Cheese.
This is your adult Chuck E. Cheese. This is not everybody's adult Chuck E. Cheese.
There's a reason. There's a reason because it's almost like a puppet show. How they come from and they're cranking them up and they're like wound up. They come down from the ceiling.
I like that.
They could just be animatronics or little like androids. It kind of like a Westworld. Like I wanted to tie it into like a big Westworld theory of like. This is what happens when you've been in Westworld for 20 years. You can orchestrate this crazy elaborate thing that you paid for and make everyone do it just because you have money and you have time and you have a fantasy.
Asian world instead of
Yeah,
Westworld.
yeah, exactly. Which Shogun World was one of them, or Samurai World.
Yes, yeah, that's a good point.
And so, and that just because he starts the crank and the lights come on and he moves, it almost seems like when you open that door to the club, the show begins and it's this every night. It's just this performance every time. But that's just silly because you can always, like, music videos just always lend themselves to, they're androids. Yeah. Like, that doesn't tie into the lyrics at all.
No.
But it's just, like, an easy theory.
I got to watch this twice before before trying to come up with a theory. So I don't have tons and tons to add. But I do want to say this. There's not a bad-looking person in this entire video, I don't think. No. They're all beautiful.
Gorgeous
people and great dancers. If you take out the dancing in this, though, and I kind of touched on it a second ago, what do you have?
I think you have like a James Bond movie.
Sure.
I think you have that. Yeah, I think you have that thing that Chad was talking about. Yeah, if there's not this set, there are still people walking around looking at each other on TVs and clicking buttons and like ordering weird sexual things. I think there's still a video here without the dancing.
Yeah,
I think great the dancing's in here, but it doesn't have to have it.
It wouldn't be as good though because this dance scene, like if we want to segue into favorite moments,
you can hit it. Yeah.
So my favorite moment is literally when it hits that second part where like they go into like that sideways the dance break is like my yes. Yeah. Funny thing that break or that dun, 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 at the beginning and in that break part is actually from it's the Supremes. It's Diana Ross and the Supremes. It's Someday We'll Be Together.
Okay.
It's like they sampled it from that song. So if you go back and listen to Diana Ross and the Supremes, Someday We'll Be Together, it's that same dun, 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 and it's like, and that actually, I like the marionette like idea because that feels very like it's a show, like it is like absolutely plays into that marionette kind of play kind of idea. I like that. But yeah, the dance, like that part especially, that sideways dancing and their arm movements and all that kind of stuff is like my favorite.
Yeah, we've watched a lot of music videos with choreography, and like I mean, Travis always pays attention to the dance more than me, but I think this is one of the better choreographed, if not the best choreographed, aside from maybe Lady Gaga for me. And the reason I'm saying that, Travis, because I know you can say the Sia video, but the one with Shia LaBeouf is more. It felt more freestyle, even though it was kind of choreographed. And then the other one was, I feel like the main actress like she kind of did her own thing too. Like loose choreography where this is like tight.
Well, yeah, and that is more, the Sia videos is more dance than choreographed music video like style. You know what I mean? It's more interpretive dance than it is pop music, I guess, in my opinion. So, but I don't know. Maybe that's giving away too much. Maybe that's why I like those more.
Sure.
Than
it's more free.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe so. That's fine. I mean, you can make an argument either way. Like it's like when we get into talking about a live performance. Like sometimes they hit it, and sometimes it's like sometimes they don't. Could be the same for dance.
But that's interesting too because my favorite part of the Lady Gaga Bad Romance video is the all red at the end of the video, which is more like this kind of dance. It is more pop choreographed dance, and that's my favorite part of that video. So I don't know. I'm conflicted now.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to hold you to
where
it.
to
You'll have more time with this video later, and you can come back to it and decide. You know.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have enough time with the dance to let it sink in. Let's see. I already said that. Oh, boom. Anything you got, Chad? You got notes you got to look at or anything?
No, I would say that I really feel like the one thing that could make this better is besides the visual quality of the actual video is I would say maybe if you had it's very ambiguous. Maybe if there was a little bit more of a narrative to it. I think it's definitely trying to set a vibe and it's trying to like give an atmosphere, but it definitely is. There's not a straightforward narrative. Maybe just the fact that they're just trying to show, look at all these people indulging in all this voyeurism and how this person turns this person on, and this is what turns this person on. But maybe more of a narrative structure would actually help the video just a little bit.
Do either of you believe there is a story here that we're missing?
No.
Not my Gremlins. My Gremlin John Wick.
Do you think how they're looking at each other and like what they're looking at the screen? Do you think they know what their overarching story is?
I think
Feels like vibes.
I think you do. I think you have people that are in on what's going on. Yeah. The ones that are communicating through the video, they know what's happening, and they're
because they're actively making those choices. Like
right.
they're choosing it. They're selecting things.
Totally agree. Yeah. What I'm asking is, do you think as a video, the director is like there is a story? Or he's like, this would be sexy if you just
sure.
You think there is a full story?
I think there probably is.
But I think we also hit it. I don't think we're missing it.
Okay. We can't articulate it maybe as well as they can, but we have the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I did want to point out that in this video, Janet Jackson is 27 years old.
Yes.
So appropriate.
Yeah.
We're not being creepy.
No.
I just have to. Yeah.
We've been inappropriate before.
Yeah. I just want to just put that out there. 27 is fine.
Clearly a full-blown adult.
Did y'all look at the lyrics?
I did. I watched some lyric videos, and so yeah, lots of because the verses are very difficult to understand. No, but lots of thinking about you and taking your. I know one lyric was like, "All I did was think about you, and it got me there," basically. And I was like, I was like, okay.
And I think, and I've listened to this song since I was young. I had it on every CD, like burnt CDs back in the day, iPods and stuff, but. Never understood her just the chorus, and so for this closed captions, as you see, Orion looked up the lyrics, and it is much more vulgar than I thought it was. Mm-hmm. First verse is about her masturbating to somebody and telling him about it. Yes. Second one is giving him head and being like, "You could have all this." Like it is straight up torturing whoever this poor person is.
The dirty version of "Call Your Girlfriend."
Robin, it kind of is.
Robin kind of leans more towards feeling bad for the girlfriend, whereas she's like, "Nah, fuck that."
Well,
this is what I can be doing.
Well, Robin did cross the line. Like Janet Jackson won't or hasn't, and Robin did, and like, hey, I got you. Like it's over. Like maybe Robin is after this song. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely could be. And if I mean, it would be. This is tough. Janet Jackson's really rude in this song.
She is
no respect.
But it's also very tastefully done. There's no this like foul language to it. It's just. It all is very lyrical and very poetic. It's
like, hey, listen, buddy, I've only jacked off to you 100 times in my bed thinking about you.
But it's not like WAP. Like there's a seismic difference between the two. It's like a Tucker Carlson was not upset about this, or a Tucker Carlson-esque person. Like there's no Ben Shapiro back in like '93 railing about this. Like people were excited.
So and I guess this could boil to preference, as in. What's worse, if Cardi B sings WAP to you and it's vulgar and that you know exactly what's going to happen, or Janet Jackson leaving it vague and being like, you don't know what could happen, but...
That makes it way more intriguing.
Yeah, it does.
You leave a little bit to the imagination sometimes, yeah.
This song over like somebody trying to seduce me the other way 1,000 times.
I mean, both are just like equal expressions of like just women trying to express their sexuality. Yeah. But like, if we're talking about our preference, leave a little bit to the imagination.
Janet Jackson, better than Cardi B. All in favor?
100.
Yeah.
Okay, got that. So that there's something also. Have y'all watched the Jennifer Page video for Crush? You know that song? It's like
Crush,
early 90s.
Crush, just a little touch. Yeah, yes.
Nope.
You've heard the song?
Yeah, I've heard the song. I don't know the video.
Can you edit out that horrible version that I just did?
Raise your voice.
I got you. Thank you.
No, that was another song that I never watched the video to when I was young until we started doing these, and like that song also was kind of like sexual to me when I was listening to it on the radio, and I just think I just like women talking at me fast.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I discovered.
Fair.
I don't. That's just a weird fetish, which is not appealed to in this video except for the song.
Slow motion and women talking to you fast. That's
Can't combine the two things.
No, you
luckily for me,
They're very separate things. Yeah.
can't put them together.
your mind would be blown.
Okay. Any other theories anybody has? Because I have my Wikipedia notes now that I can get to.
Okay, no, get into it. I've got nothing else.
Very much there's a John Wick.
Other than our normal stuff. So you can go ahead and get into your wiki.
This is my official research after I was done with my research. So this is, from all the videos that I've done, the longest Wikipedia entry on a music video that I've ever seen.
Really?
Heavily detailed. So this video, and again, the video is mentioned in the Wikipedia as like women love this video, the gays love this video. There's a lot of support for this video, and I imagine that's how the Wikipedia got so big. Yeah. So as you kind of mentioned, a big sexual revolution for Janet Jackson and of the time period. Like there's an uncensored version of this video and there's a censored version of this video. That I didn't watch either one of them, but they're out there because a lot of it was very sexual, and it's one of the first videos to ever reference, if not the first video, a man giving a woman head.
Yes.
Because a lot of what she references is making him go down on her.
Yes.
And for some reason, it mentioned in 1950, 3% of women had been gone down on. And then after this video, they did a poll and it was 75%. So it's also like 50-year difference. But this video was like, hey, my turn.
Yes.
And that kind of became a very big conversation after this video came.
Absolutely.
Which I thought was crazy to think of. Also, I have the technology, the touchscreens and FaceTime.
Yes.
Like, this was one of the first videos to ever show anything like that. It's not real. It's fake.
No, yes. But the concept, yeah, absolutely.
Very early concept for those.
But on a big-ass tube TV.
Yeah. But, they're clicking on things on the screen. They're talking to each other.
Absolutely.
Kind of a crazy thing that you don't even think of anymore now. We're like, oh, yeah, this happens. But they were making it up. Star Trek shit in this.
It's wild how the visions of the future, how so spot on they can be, and then sometimes how so far off they can be. Yeah. Like, go back and watch some of that stuff from the 50s and 60s, what they thought about the future. It was like, no.
A lot of the artists that I mentioned that this Tina Cardin choreographed videos for reference this as their biggest inspiration, which was like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera. They all reference this video as like, I want that. Yes. And so that's why they hired her, I imagine. So yeah, this was a huge video back then. I did not go no awards
really
as far as like MTV and stuff like that. Really? I think she won some choreography awards, but as far as like music video of the year,
so no Moon Man for this music video. Man, it should. Like I mean,
unless this was the quality back then.
Yeah, they couldn't see it.
But it was on a standard def TV. I'm gonna this is what it looked like back then.
Also, this is just back to us again. Another 5+ minute video. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
When I saw the time code come up, I was like, 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not used to a 5 minute.
It does feel like a long video.
For you, it did.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple times where I catch myself not paying attention and I would miss lyrics and stuff like that. But it's still pretty smooth video.
The pacing is fine for me. Like, I never once was like bored. There's enough visually, like, especially with my ADHD, enough image changes, enough stuff is happening to where like all my attention is always had from even like the small details of like the different kind of characters. I know y'all said y'all struggled with this, but like I could tell the difference between like the several different, like the guy with the landing strip, this woman who clearly is dressed like a man with this pencil mustache, like the different characters, like the Charlie's Angels, Asian girls. Like I could tell there were different kind of characters throughout the video.
Acting. How's acting in this?
I mean, it's fine. There's not a lot of acting going on.
All the background members of the club, I think, are acting, and I think they're doing great.
I think they're fine.
I didn't. Maybe it's because they're doing such a good job. I didn't even think about it or notice it.
Travis, anything?
Yeah, I think the bad acting is the guy at the beginning.
Yes, I'll agree.
That's it. Yeah. But other than that, the rest of it's fine.
Janet Jackson kills it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Guy she's dancing with kills it.
Yes.
Great.
Well, I mean, he does get his dick grabbed by Janet Jackson like 3 times in this dance. he's into it.
Yeah, he's
But if he's dancing that good, he's not straight. So he doesn't care.
Whoa! The judgment.
Yeah, name one. Name one straight guy that dances as well.
Name a gay one. What do you mean?
All right, mistakes.
I mean, there's not a continuity error or anything like that. I mean, I don't really think there's a mistake.
I didn't find any mistakes.
The only thing, and I should have timestamped it, I think they repeat a scene.
Okay.
Like a little bit of the choreography, they clip it and they.
Okay.
But that's probably not. They meant to do it, so I don't know if that's a mistake. They just. I just caught it.
It could have been 2 different takes of the same shot. Is all it was.
I'm just trying to find something there. Do they go together?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Okay, that's fine.
Defend yourselves.
Do you want to go first?
I will tell you, if this were to go with the song, there's got to be a guy that she's singing to, and she's not singing to a guy. She's performing.
The guy at the end, the guy with the hair, the long-haired guy.
I don't think she's singing to him. I think she's just doing a performance, and she doesn't have a male interest that she's speaking to. And I think that's what it's missing for it to go together.
I will say that maybe they don't emphasize it enough, but definitely the guy at the end with the longer hair, because he's looking at her on the TV screen and then she's on the TV screen looking back at him. I just don't think that they emphasize it enough. Maybe like I said before, if they had a little bit more narrative structure and they pushed that a little bit more and made it clearer, because it is very ambiguous. Like there's just a lot going on between all these different characters.
But I think that he does have an interest in her. I think that, like I said in my test theory, I think there's a test between those two.
Okay, I can agree with you. I think there are probably a few guys in here that have interest in her. Sure. But she's not showing interest in anybody. And the song is, if I were your woman, if I were your girl. She's not like trying to convince anyone. She's just
a vague threat, because it's a threat.
Exactly, yeah. It's not like she's trying to get this guy's attention. He may be trying to get hers, but it doesn't work for the lyrics of the song.
Okay. Okay. Maybe. I can see it both ways. I think I'm just on the side of I think that they do go together, regardless of if it's an interest or not.
I think the lyrics are overtly sexual and sex positive, and the video is full of sexual, sex positive imagery. So I feel like they kind of do definitely kind of play hand in hand together. I did, yeah. Just the choreography, the dancing, especially when that dance break happened.
Dance break. Best part. Worst part, beginning.
I was terrified at the very beginning, because until they showed, because all you hear at first is just that guy's voice and this really over the top, almost stereotypical like Asian talking, and I was like, oh dear God, what is this going to be at the very beginning?
Well,
like,
he is speaking Chinese.
But then we see him, and I was like, oh okay, it is an Asian guy. I was like, what are we doing? And so I was terrified. But then I was like, oh, these are actually Asian actors. Everybody in here seems like they're represented very well. So I was just like, okay, this is okay. But I was scared for like a hot minute, because that was a very over the top performance at the very beginning.
Well, okay, so then I think it's really easy to peg that as the worst part of the video. But a question I don't usually ask is, does the video change for either one of you if that part's not in it?
It messes up with my script.
You take that out, you don't know that there's a password to get in. You don't know that it's a private club, right? It's not as exclusive.
It helps set up the exclusivity, yeah.
Yeah. But you could take him out completely and
you could just change him a little bit.
Password, right? You don't
she just
really
walks
need
up and
him.
says if.
Yeah.
Maybe you could change it out, and there'd be somebody who's just doing something different.
Just something else.
Yeah.
Something else. The password, I think, still needs to be there, but
Yeah.
her just walking up and saying if is like, oh.
Yeah. You wouldn't.
It's 1 for 1 on passwords. But it is still not a good part of this video, I don't think. So yeah, I guess I'll just go with that too. And I also don't think you need it at the end, because as a button at the end,
Yeah, you don't need
it's a comedy button.
Yeah.
Weird way to take out, because when she says "but I'm not" and pushes his head away, in there,
And there's like an echo to her what she said, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, and then you cut back to them. They're still there for some reason.
Yeah, and I don't know what he's saying. And you know what, Travis, we normally do is I could have, because our phones are amazing, just taken a picture and like try to translate what it said. Because it just sounds like he says, I suck at bingo. Like that's all. That's what it sounds like.
So what's your favorite part? You didn't tell us.
I don't know. It's definitely some of the dancing. I don't know if it's the exact dance break, but it's just the dancing in general. It's maybe not that exact part.
Sure. All right. What would you change?
I would be 20 when this video came out and be in it.
Okay. I don't know if that's changing the video or not.
No, I think we all changed the beginning.
Yeah.
We cut the end. I think we just said that anyway.
Yeah, we don't need that. You don't need the bookend structure for this. Like it's so weird that they chose that as like a structure and a framing rather than telling an actual narrative in the music video.
Yeah. For you know what, Travis, for your idea of what you think this video is, I think for Janet Jackson's role, we change and we see them exchanging money based on Janet Jackson.
Okay.
Somehow the club is making money on her, and that's why she's not interested in anybody. She's just making money. Mm-hmm. That would fit more for it would make it go together for you, right?
It would make it, but there is a point where someone does hand money to the lady.
But that's that person that's getting in.
Okay, but if it's invitation only, are you paying to get in? Or
Yeah.
are you paying for the entertainment?
I think you're paying to get in.
Okay.
Because there are exclusive places you still got to pay to be in there.
They're
They're going to get their money out of you regardless. Did y'all watch the what is it on Netflix? The Edgar Allan Poe thing.
Oh,
yes.
the Fallout. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking of that earlier when we talked about like that weird, crazy sex rave and like he was filming everything.
They all got in VIP, but it was still like $1,000 even if you were invited.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
transactional, maybe more transactions. I don't know what else I would change though, man. I don't know. I really like it as it is.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to change anything.
It's a very fun video. I definitely think there could be a little bit more narrative structure that could play up this relationship because I think there is a relationship between her and the long-haired Asian guy at the very end.
More
and
with
then
the Asian guy.
More of that specific.
Which is better?
Song.
Yep. That's correct.
Thank you.
Song. That's right.
You don't have to agree. You can be wrong. It's fine if you're wrong.
I just liked him. I liked him about the same. I mean, the song is a complete banger. Like listening to like the song again was like really fun. It was very nostalgic and it brought me back to being 11. So the song is better, but I do really enjoy this music.
There are parts of this video that the way they're shot hold up now. Yes. Like this does not feel 93 most of the time.
No,
it holds up.
If it was in a 4K resolution, it would probably be like, oh, this is now.
It changes so much. It changes so much if they give us a better quality. All right, would you music video night with Janet Jackson? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Absolutely.
I cannot deal with the repercussions of that.
But you would.
Not on record. No, I refused to hang out with Janet Jackson in 1993. I am at that point 7 years old.
I mean, Janet's 50 right now. I'd gladly video music night with Janet right now.
Okay.
BS ratings. That's what's next, and it gets 1 Jared Boner.
I give it 10 crazy long Asian fingernails because like the painted up lady at the very beginning has these long and 6 Asian feet.
6 Asian feet.
6 Asian, because there's the part where like the 3 Charlie's Angels girls are in there and like they're tapping on the screen with their feet. Like Quentin Tarantino shot that scene, like all foot action.
Yeah. 3 violins.
Violins.
I don't know what instrument is. What the instrument is that goes. Dun, 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 dun. Sounds like a violin.
Oh, okay. I know. I see where you're going with it. I didn't quite follow, but sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Guess scores. We're just gonna fly through these. I've already got everybody's written down.
Hit it.
Chad, I guess your score is 6.17.
Not bad.
Okay. Travis, I guessed your score at a 7.51. And at this point, I might switch those. So there we go.
That's probably better. Yeah, you're closer that way. Chad, I had you at a 5.80. Jared, I had you at a 7.38.
I had Travis at a 5.43.
Ooh, very close.
And I had Jared at a 6.72.
That's not enough. All right. So, Jared, what is your real score?
My real score is a 7.77.
So close. So close.
Yeah.
Chad, what is your real score?
7.12.
Wow.
A point off. I was a point off. Yeah.
That's way higher. My real score is 5.75.
Oh, Chad got close.
I was close.
Yeah, you were way closer.
Yeah, so only slightly above average for you then.
I think if you give me,
You didn't have enough time.
no, it wasn't the time. It's the quality. The quality
okay.
throws
Heard
me
it that
off
bad.
so bad. I think this could be in the 7s, maybe even 8s for me if you give me a good quality one, and I'd probably love it.
Well, if I find one, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, but it just throws it off so bad that it's such bad quality.
It just took me back. Like, just watching it, I was just like, man, I remember when I used to watch this on MTV as a kid.
Yeah, now you've told me so much about this director and this choreographer that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is. I think it's YouTube's fault. So we're going to blame YouTube and not them.
That's completely understandable.
Fair enough? Yeah. Okay.
And I guess we don't have next picks because this was the end.
I got to be on the finale of the season. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And we will reveal our music video night scores, and we will have an actual discussion around. I don't know what our topic is going to be this time, but our end of the season episode that we always do.
We already did it.
We didn't tell them our scores yet, though.
No.
Yeah.
But we already did our...
We already did the music video night, and
Yeah.
we already... Well, we don't remember what our scores are at all.
No.
But we have already rescored them. We will give you one more episode just to kind of discuss those, and we usually give you a topic, and so we will do that next week, and then we will also give you our picks for next season.
Yeah.
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 Chad, thank you for joining us again. You were great today, as always. We wouldn't expect anything less.
It was a complete pleasure. It was nice to see y'all. And it was fun to enjoy this nice little piece of nostalgia.
For our very young selves.
Guys, thanks for listening. Follow us on all the socials at the Music Video Night Podcast. It's been great. Enjoyed the season. Guys, that's Jared.
That's Travis.
And
That's Chad.